Why everyone is leaving Edmonton in 2025. Well, not everyone, but the headlines, the chatter at Tim Hortons, and the stats all say the same thing. More locals are cashing out, downsizing, or heading to surrounding towns. But in this video, I'm going to unpack exactly why that's happening, the real numbers behind it, and before you panic, why Edmonton still might be the smartest move you will ever make if you are relocating from Ontario, from British Columbia, or any other high-priced market in Canada. Stay with me because I promise you are going to walk away with clarity, with data, and some tools that you can actually use when you're making real estate decisions here in Alberta. Hey, I'm Leanna Martins, your most trusted Edmonton real estate agent, VP of One More Question, and agent to the stars, or at least smart folks like you who really just want to skip the stress and actually win at the real estate game. I made this video because I keep hearing two extremes in conversation. So one, Edmonton is getting too expensive. Nobody wants to live here anymore. Or Edmonton is the last affordable big city in Canada and everyone is piling in. So what's true? Let's dig in, friends. All right, so let's start with why locals are leaving Edmonton. There's a few reasons. So one, home prices are climbing. That is a fact. Year over year, Edmonton home prices are about 4.6% up, but that's now in September. Detached homes that were about $470 this time last year are now well into the 520s. So affordability is shifting, and longtime locals who expected cheap forever are feeling the squeeze. Now, if we track that over the course of the last 3 years and 4 years, it's gone up a lot more than that. Homes are up 50 grand, 70 grand or more, depending on what bracket you're in. That could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So those are substantial changes in price. And the second reason, new home construction costs. Construction inflation is real. Lumber, concrete, there's tons of labor shortages, and builders are offering a lot less square footage for higher prices. So here's an example. You used to be able to get a 2,000 square foot home years ago. Now you were looking at about a 1,600 to 1,700 square foot home for the exact same money. With the high volume production, and there's a ton of new housing starts, it's difficult to source trades in addition to that. So here's the third reason, it's taxes and assessments. So as home values climb, property taxes increase in the exact same way. So annual property taxes that used to be $2,500 could be $3,200 now. And so for middle class families, that really starts to add up. An example, my taxes over the last 4 years went up almost $1,000. So you combine that with increase in utilities, inflation, and families are, many cases, just simply priced out depending on where they were before inflation started to hit. Fourth reason, it's the flight to smaller cities. So communities like Leduc, Beaumont, Spruce Grove, and Stony Plain are really starting to boom. So why? Because it's lower taxes. It's quieter pace. They've got new schools. There's a good sense of community in many of them. And if you've got remote or hybrid work, it makes the commute totally manageable. Fifth reason is construction and infrastructure issues in Edmonton, aka the roads. OMG, Edmonton construction planning is freaking brutal. So are there orange cones everywhere? Yeah. Are you backed up in traffic all the time? Yeah. Are you constantly frustrated? Yeah. I'm frustrated quite a bit when I'm driving. So when you try to avoid the construction, you take a detour. Guess what? The detour has construction. So why is Edmonton still winning? Okay, so if all that sounds grim, why are people still moving into Edmonton? Well, because compared to Toronto, or let's say Ontario or Vancouver or BC, Edmonton is still a bargain. So a detached house here in the 480 to 520 arena in GTA, that's a condo. That's a tiny little shoebox. Our average price is still about a third to a half of what Calgary's is, and 1/3 of Vancouver's. So there's no provincial sales tax here. There's a much lower cost of living. Wages are super strong. We've got a really strong economy. It's growing in the tech sectors, AI, energy, and healthcare. And what about lifestyle? So the trails are amazing. The River Valley is fantastic. Obviously the sports, festivals, outdoor space. So you just don't get that in a shoebox in Ontario on the 35th floor. So yeah, locals are selling and moving out to surrounding communities, downsizing. But for someone relocating from a higher price market like Ontario or BC, Edmonton is still one of the smartest plays in 2025. So it really just comes down to this. If you're already here and you're starting to feel the financial pinch of inflation, you might look for relief nearby. If you're coming from a larger, more expensive expensive market, Edmonton can give you the breathing room and the space that you're looking for in financial freedom and lifestyle that really feels affordable again for you and your family. So if you're thinking about relocating, guess what? I have built you a free community called the Relocation Collective, and I love it. Inside, you're going to find guides, live sessions, tons of insider knowledge, school information, so you can just make smarter moves with way less stress, and you're going to feel supported. So guess what? You don't have to do it alone. Check out the link below, and if you're local and you're looking, just email me directly, anna@martinsgroup.ca. There's never any sales or pressure, friends, only smart advice. So thanks for sticking around. I really hope that you got value out of this, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.